All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Still on the mend, still trying to feel better. But I think I've about got it nipped in the bud. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk a little bit. A lot of you guys, since I've done that update on the Summer Wells case, with Grandus having her stroke, a lot of you has reached out to me and been like, "Have you heard anything else? Have you heard anything else?" But before I get into that, I just want to go ahead and read some member comments on that video. I figured I'd read the member comments. That way, you guys that are members, at least you've got some kind of perk. You know what I mean? I'm giving you some kind of perk at least. Uh, so one member says here, opinion, the CPS are leaning backwards, so it isn't said they're out to hang Don and Candace. Well, you're correct. Um, Yeah, that way CPS can say we tried, we tried everything we could with these people, and again, if they fail to do what CPS is wanting them to do, yeah, that's on Dawn and Candace. That is absolutely on Dawn and Candace. Another member here says it doesn't matter if CWDW has been behaving. You're absolutely right. Um, they never did anything that the judge asked them from the very beginning. Um, let's see. We've heard, one of the boys not wanting to go back. Um, let's see. No rehab, no classes, no parenting classes. Uh, that shack is still probably nasty. Um, I'm sure the children's law advocate will play Dawn's life threatening messages on YouTube. Well, you got a good point. You have a good point. I mean, with that kind of behavior, um, you know what I mean. It doesn't fare too well on trying to get your kids back. So another member here saying the boys should never be returned to DWCB ever. I will pray for Grandus. Um, Another member says guilt instead is telling me that they are going to get the boys back and they are free and clear on Summer's case, in my opinion. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Um, Another member says probably have not lost custody. That would require CPS, DCSF doing something in the best interest of the children. That is their purpose, but not very often their action. I disagree that DCF case is holding up Summers' case. I am not apt to believe. Where'd that go? I am not apt to believe that someone does not want Summer found. Her case is more critical than that of the boys. Her case has much more danger to it than that of the boys. Well, I mean, but if Summer's gone, she's gone. You know what I mean? If police feel like she's dead, um, I mean, the boys ain't dead. So that I think if the police feel like Summer's dead and the boys ain't dead, the boys are going to now take priority because you know they have a life to lose. Which if Summer is already gone, she's gone. Ain't no bringing her back. That's the way I'm looking at that. You know what I mean? Um, so CPS has to keep the welfare and the safety of the boys in mind, and with and what you have to do. I mean, yeah, the best interest is reuniting them with Don and Candace. That's best interest. Well, that would be, how can I put this? Probably not in the best interest of the kids, but that would be the goal. We'll just say that's the goal of CPS would be to reunify the family. But at the same time, if the lives of these three boys. I mean, if they reunify the family and put those boys back in imminent danger, life-threatening danger, um, that's a huge liability, huge liability. And again, what you have to do is you have to look at the behavior of the parents over the course of all this time and go, okay, you know, no, we can't do this. You know, I mean, just a few weeks ago, he was threatening to kill people. We can't do this. So, and again, the longer that this goes on, guys, the longer that they are without, or the longer they go without getting the boys back, the harder I think it is going to be for them to get the boys back. Now, um, speaking on Grandus, from my understanding, she's um, just having maybe, I guess, maybe some issues with her movement in her arms. Uh, don't know anything about, mental, anything mental with her. I don't know how her brain's functioning. I don't know how her speech. I just know that through the rumor mill that, we'll just say the rumor mill. How's that? Through the rumor mill that, she's having trouble with movement in her arms, and that's all the information I got. Um, so other than that, it's just a wait and see thing. And again, um, yeah, this does have something to do with Summer Wells' case because Summer Wells went missing when Grandis was just feet away from her, just feet away from her, allegedly. Um, I don't know really how true. I want to hold on to Candace's story about what happened that day at the house when Summer went missing. Um, in my opinion, I think the story that they've given to everybody about the events leading up to Summer's disappearance, I don't believe a word of it. Of course, that's just my opinion. So, and again, if if it's ever solved, it'll come out. It'll all come out. And who knows? The police may have some evidence right now that leads them to think, um, or that's leading them down one avenue, but at the same time, it's leading them that way. But where's the hard factual proof? You know what I mean? The cell phone data, the data that they have for evidence, witness statements, whatever, may be leading them down, this way, and maybe leading them to say, well, this is what happened, but you know, um, hard definitive proof. I think that kind of what they're waiting on. And again, if it, Don Wells says, he knew 4 to 5 months prior that something's going to happen to Summer. That's 4 to 5 months of, um, premeditation, in my opinion, and plenty of time to plan a crime and not leave much evidence behind because it gives you 4 to 5 months to think about hiding all that evidence. You know what I mean? Or how to, keep that evidence from being discovered by police. So there's that. Um, and Grandis is a key. I'll just say player in this investigation. Like I said, she was just feet away, supposedly, from Summer when she went missing, and she's been going along with the story that Candace has been given. So, in my opinion, Grandis is a key player in this entire investigation. So, if Grandis has had a stroke, how does that play out in the investigation, right? Dawn told me one time that Candace had a stroke. So now I wonder if, do strokes run on Candace's side of the family? You know what I mean? Um, I'm not no medical professional or anything like that, but I wonder if strokes can run in the family. You know what I mean? Because Dawn told me Candace had a stroke, and now Grandus has had a stroke. Don't know if it's true. Like I said, this is just rumor. But there again, um, well, you know, I don't know. I mean, how does it? How does it? I mean, if Candace has a stroke, Grandis has a stroke, and it messes up their what to say ability to remember things. How does that play out for them in the investigation? How does that play out for them legally in the investigation? Right? Because if someone's had a stroke and they can't remember things, well, ain't no point in bringing them down and asking them questions now, is it? It's kind of like, well, now because of medical reasons, they can't cooperate in the investigation. Hmm. Anyway, anyway, guys. So yeah, that's all I've got today about that. A lot of y'all were asking for another update. As far as I know, it's just it's affected her movement in her arms. I don't know anything about whether it's affected her speech, her swallowing, um, any brain activity. As far as I know, it's just affected like the movement in her arms. But we'll see. I'm sure things will. Uh, I'm sure things will come out down the road and see. Um, I'm curious though, guys, as to what this court date. I'm curious as to what this court date is in January. Uh, some people said it could be another court date for Don's traffic stuff, or his, licenses and getting his license back or something like that. Don't know. I do know this though. Depending on what day the court date's on, that'll determine whether it's family court or um, what is it, general sessions or circuit court. But I think they have family court just on certain days of the week. So, and again, there's a YouTuber saying that Dawn and Candace have not lost custody of the boys. And listening to her say that, I've been analyzing people talking for going on 30 years now. And to me, she sounds like she's telling the truth, in my opinion. So, could the court date, um, why would Dawn, I don't know. It's just really weird how, Dawn and Candace have been laying low for the last week, 4 weeks or so. And there's a court date in January. Of course, I don't know what the court date is for. I don't know if it's family court or if it's general sessions or circuit court, whatever, criminal court. Um, that's still yet to be seen. But if it is family court, I think we know now why Dawn and Candace have been laying low, if you will, on YouTube. Again, like everybody's saying, I don't think it'll do any good because of their past behavior up until now. Um, uh, and we've been through this before. Every time they get ready to go to court, they lay low. Um, they start being goody two shoes, stuff like that. So, but we'll see. It will play itself out, and the ball will land where it lands, um, and we'll pick up the pieces and report it when it happens, and um, we'll give our opinions and discuss it and see what happens from there. But in my opinion, um, just with the past behavior, no, they're and like the longer this goes on, if Don and Candace truly have not lost custody of the boys to this point, number one, the longer it goes on, the tougher it's going to be to get them back. Number two, their past behavior up until now. Recently with Dawn threatening, you know, people's lives and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. They'll probably bring that up in court, and that'll play a big factor. It will play a big factor. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next video.